Okay, so CD Projekt Red's Night City Wire live stream just concluded. We have a first look at the brand new Cyberpunk 2077 expansion called Phantom Liberty. Update 1.6 seems pretty big and it should be going live right now. And I guess we have to address the elephant in the room, which is the fact that CD Projekt Red will be completely dropping off major update support following 1.6 for the old gen consoles. So a lot to dissect in this video. A thumbs up on it would be amazing, and let's begin. Anyway, if you're as shocked as I am to the news, well, we're pretty much in the same boat. It seems that CD Projekt Red will be completely dropping off any major update support following 1.6. If you're playing on the PS4, PS4 Pro, or Xbox One, 1.6 will be the last major update that you will ever see, and from this point on, whatever you will get will just be like performance or support updates and nothing too major. I can't believe that it took them, well, pretty much a full update cycle, more than a year to implement all of this. I think that this is already way too late, and they're kind of doing a major disservice to everybody who has bought the game on the old gen consoles. And this includes the paid expansion too, mind you, so if you were wondering if you can play that, no, you won't, because you can't get it in the first place. You can't have the same content as pretty much everybody else. Now, I do get it why they are finally moving from the old gen. It was pretty much the only reason why this game was still being held back. It was because of the old hardware, the bad performance, and simply way too many restrictions for a game that was already pretty packed, at least in terms of the city density and like the whole scope and everything else that was going on in Cyberpunk 2077. It's still a pretty big kick in the nuts for everybody who was a fan of the game, of the company, paid their money and can't transition to the new consoles just yet, or maybe can't afford a powerful PC to move to the next gen. So let me know down below in the comments what is your opinion on this. Does it affect you in any way, or are you just planning to move over to the next gen anyway, or playing it on the PC? In the meantime, let's talk about some of the new stuff, starting off with the Phantom Liberty expansion, which, yeah, surprise, surprise, it seems that at least some of the leaks were true, at least in terms of Pacifica getting expanded upon and whatnot. It seems that the dome over there that's currently shut off and the area not being fully completed will be finalized in the Phantom Liberty, and like it's a whole new zone. Seems to be like a huge fortress with its own troops, with its own paramilitary like group, and probably some other faction in there being presented and whatnot. We can also hear V in the background giving oath to the new government of the United States of America. And yes, if you were wondering if Johnny Silverhand is also part of the story, yes, Keanu Reeves is making a comeback. There's gonna be new dialogues, new voice lines, and everything else in between, including the one that mentions that V just did a big mistake, yeah, swearing oath to the new government. Otherwise, it looks pretty awesome. We are getting some new environments. Some of them can be seen here, especially like this one. The density on it is absolutely insane. Also, I believe some new and some old weapons, but also one of these new characters that we haven't seen before. So probably a major new villain and a major antagonist in whatever this update is going to be. Also, a suspicious new character will likely make its way into our head, just like Johnny Silverhand. So maybe Johnny will get a neighbor, because in this shot right here with the ship crashing from the background, we can see, well, pretty much the same effects we can see on Johnny, but on this female character, whoever she is. At first, I thought it was maybe V just standing over there and maybe a third person, like camera perspective, but no, it's a totally new character, maybe tied into the story, that eventually makes her way out of the shot, kind of like how Johnny always does it when you talk to him and see him. So it looks pretty interesting. The expansion is going to drop in 2023. Unfortunately, still no specific date yet, and we also did not get anything in terms of news on the Witcher 3 next gen upgrade, so I'm not really sure exactly what's happening. What we are getting, and is a bit more exciting, is going to be update 1.6. It's also going to receive a ton of new changes, new features, wardrobe, new gigs, weapons, and also some new ties in with the Netflix anime that's dropping on September 13th. So wardrobe feature is going to be the new one. This will allow us to change our appearance, pretty much like the transmog system from Diablo and World of Warcraft. you can equip any current item you want for its stats and then just change its looks to some of the other skins that you have already unlocked from some of the other clothing pieces you liked. Maybe a cool new jacket or maybe a cool new thing. Speaking of new jackets and cool new things, we are getting those. So one of them is going to be the new jacket from the main character from Edge Runners, the Netflix show launching in one more week. It's going to be acquirable from one new gig available in game. There's going to be 3 new gigs that we can get from the fixers once the update drops, so that looks really awesome. One of them is going to be from Regina, one from El Capitan, and finally another one from Rogue. This is also going to be the way we will access 6 new weapons and 5 new melee ones. So a new smart pistol called Kappa. There's also a tech submachine gun called the Senko, hypercritical iconic rifle, and like just a lot of them in here that look pretty interesting. Probably the most interesting to me would be the claw, which is an axe, so kind of hoping for claws, and also the Karomatic, which is a chain sword, so new katana slash kind of like sword. Kind of wanting to see how that all looks in game once it launches. Now, unfortunately, we aren't getting a new game plus for other reasons that we might mention later in the video, but we are getting cross progression feature between all of the platforms, so your latest saves will be automatically uploaded to the cloud so that you can continue where you left off easily on other platforms. Cross progression provides the latest save for every single save type, including quick, auto, manual, and so on, and features become available after you log in with your account from the main menu in-game in the loading game menu. The cross progression may be limited when it comes to console versions with regional restrictions. There's gonna be an infographic right here that I will post a link towards, and you can pretty much see it. If you're like me and playing on the PC and the consoles, you can transfer saves freely between the consoles and the PC, but between the consoles it might be a little bit different. Also, there's gonna be tie-in to the Edge Runners content, so there's gonna be some secrets that points towards the anime series, including new equipment and new photo mode features. One thing that I was quite surprised of is the fact that they finally made the arcade machines usable, and there's a game that you can play on it, which is Roach Race, also available I believe on Android and iOS. So this is basically a new mini game where you take control over Roach. There's some nice 2D platforming gameplay going on over there, and you can access these from Japantown, Glen, the apartments, wherever you find some of these you can go ahead and play it in. Oh, and might I say that Nibbles is also making a comeback to the photo mode, so you can now finally add it as a character over there in the background with its own poses and whatnot. There's gonna be a lot of other gameplay and weapon changes that seem to be part of the new update, but we will cover those in a separate video because this needs a lot more attention. There's seem to be a lot of like secret changes in there too, so more on that tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know down below what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next one.